You're watching the Bad Boys Texas After Show only on Damien After Dark, Season 2, Episode 10, where lots happened. Lots happened. I mean, things happened with Jonathan. Things are happening over here with Raz B and Ho City. Mo City is what y'all may know him as, but I call him Ho City. I got some things with you, Ho City. We're going to have some words about him. All that and so much more right here on the official Bad Boys Texas After Show. So you don't want to go anywhere. Definitely don't want to miss it. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button right below this video so you can get locked into all things Damien After Dark. Also, make sure you support the channel. Support. So you can support the channel for free by clicking the thumbs up button. Doing that means the world to me. One simple button, clicking the thumbs up button, that's your way of supporting. There's also other ways of supporting by donating to the channel. You can donate to the channel by leaving a super chat or a super thanks. That is YouTube's way of tipping the creators like myself. You guys can tip us. YouTube does take about 50% of the proceeds when you donate, just to keep that in mind. So if you would like to use Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal, I will have those options available in the description as well. Also, a special shout out to last week's supporters. I just wanted to say a quick little shout out for those that donated through Cash App. Thank you so much to Lori, Lori, I'm so sorry. I said this in my last video. If I got your name wrong, please forgive me. Special shout out to Lori, Tayeba, and Felicia Buchanan. Both of them donated to the channel through Cash App. If you leave a donation, I will definitely shout you out here on the channel, and literally it means so much to me. Whether you donate or whether you simply like the channel or share or even subscribe, that means like so much to me. I told my mom the other day, said it's crazy how complete strangers that don't even really know you like that can support you more than people who are close to you. And it's the truth. Now, enough with all that sentimental, sappy shit. Let's get into the episode. Before we begin, I know y'all probably thinking, shut up, just get on with it. But I always got some little we got a pre-show before the after show, if that makes sense. Before we begin, did y'all see the big news surrounding Big Lou? We know Big Lou's not on the show anymore. He left a couple episodes ago to go back home because he was sick, whatever was going on with him. But Big Lou apparently has a porn past. And videos leaked of him online swinging that big eggplant around. And let's just say, I get why they call him Big Lou. I had to clutch my pearls a bit. Kind of was taken away. My breath was taken away from me. Now listen, Lou is fine as hell. And I told y'all that on episode 1 after show. He's annoying. Yes, he runs his mouth a lot. But all I need is for him to put some duct tape over it and give me 5 minutes. That's it. I hope my man ain't watching this. So this episode begins with them in the studio. They're in the studio recording this song. And Raz B pulled out a knife. If you remember last week, Raz B came in the studio. He was running his mouth, as he's done all season, and Jonathan knocked him the fuck out and shut his ass up. Well, he pulled out a knife, and all we heard was Prince saying, he's got a knife, he's got a knife, he's got a knife. I told y'all last week, though, that this was a time where I felt that Jonathan was justified in what he done. Jonathan was justified last season when he knocked Rio the fuck out and dog walked him. He was not justified with Anthony, in my opinion, this season. Just like here with Raz B, I do feel like he's justified. Now, later, he does some more shit that I don't feel like he's justified. We're going to get into Jonathan and what I think is his issue and what's going on with him. But Raz B, listen, we all know he's been walking around the last 2 episodes, running his mouth, being passive-aggressive, throwing out these underhanded threats below his breath, and just doing too much. And I'm not gonna lie, I was glad last week when we saw Jonathan shut his ass up, but that didn't stop Raz. That did not stop Raz B. But here's the thing, I think in Raz B's world, in Raz B's world, he's used to everybody around him kissing his ass because he's Raz B from B2K. So he's grown up in this industry and used to people giving him what he wants, telling him yes, being yes men. And you in the Bad Boys Club, they don't give a fuck. They don't care who you are, who you were. They really don't. And you coming on this show thinking you the big shit, and you ain't. You coming on this show thinking you Raz B from B2K, and you ain't. You have to share the spotlight with the other boys that are on this show. During this moment of Raz B being so upset, did anybody else laugh at his confessionals where he's saying, you know who the fuck I am? I'm Raz motherfucking B. I'll have all y'all's asses taken care of. And my thing with Raz is, like, your confessionals are always so Mr. Tough Guy, Mr. Tough Guy. You loud Mr. Tough Guy. But the actions don't line up, Raz. The actions don't line up with me, girl. Like, come on now. Now, Raz is outside with security, asking them why they let that happen to him. He's outside talking to security, talking about, why y'all let this happen to me? How you gonna let this happen to me? Damn, Raz, security can't be everywhere. They can't be everywhere, and they're not your personal security. I mean, you asked for that shit. Am I the only one that feels that way? Like, please, let me know. Leave your true opinion. You ain't got to agree with me just because you feel like you need to agree with me. And I know y'all won't. I know you will shoot it to me straight. But do y'all not feel like Raz B is doing the most? Yes, he should be pissed that Jonathan hit him, but you asked for that shit. Walking up in there like that, talking all that shit. You around a bunch of men. They ain't gonna let you do that. Women wouldn't let you do that either. You're sharing a space with people. Come on now, RESPECT. Where is it at? So he's outside, Raz is at this point, acting a fool. He took a beer bottle, threw it on the ground, and shattered it. He's got blood running down his cheek, looking like a madman that just escaped from the fucking mental institution. And Carry-On's walking up to him, trying to talk to him, calm him down. And now he's saying to Carry-On, why you let them hit me in the face? Why you let them hit me in the face? So first it was security's fault. Now you're blaming Carry-On. You're responsible for you, Raz. You want to blame everybody else because you're embarrassed. Take ownership of that shit. Now, I say take ownership of that because after he does all this, Raz does kind of take ownership. He says, if I wasn't talking shit, no, I'm sorry. He says, if I was talking shit, I should have got hit. Okay then, you're owning it. That's all we need from you. At least you're not doubling down on it. He's owning it. He's saying, first of all, let's not say if you know you were talking shit. You should have said, I was talking shit, I should have got hit. Own the shit, okay? Clean your face up, put your big girl thongs on, and go back in the studio and let's move on, okay? Like I said, I have to give him that respect. I have to give Raz the respect that he owned it. He didn't double down. He wasn't, trying to act like he didn't do anything wrong, play the victim. So we gotta give him that. So after all that, they're in the studio and they're recording their little song. And to me, Prince seems like the only real artist here out of this group. But, I mean, I guess the rest of them are just doing it for fun. It's for fun, right? The song is for fun. They're not trying to win a Grammy or nothing. I liked Prince's little... We hear him in the studio, and he's doing his little thing. I'm the prince of the city. Baby, show me your titties. That's what he was saying. That's what he was saying. And I don't know. I kind of liked Prince's little verse that he put down there. Okay, well, we're going to get into Mo City in a minute, but let me just say, Mo City or Ho City, he is the perfect prime example of pretty privilege. Y'all know what pretty privilege is? Kind of like with white privilege, except pretty privilege is you get away with so many things and you get through life so easily because you're simply a pretty person. And it's true. I mean, that's a legit thing. People do I mean, it's as simple as somebody holding the door open for you because they think that you're good looking. You know what I'm saying? But they might not hold the door open for the person that's not as attractive that's coming behind you. Those sorts of things. But in this instance, I think um, Most City's example of pretty privilege is he was probably cast for this show simply because he's attractive. They wanted some straight males in the mix with these gay guys, and Most City was one of them, and he was casted because he's pretty. I mean, what other reason was he casted? I would love for y'all to put it in the comments for me. No personality, no funny moments, no funny one-liners, no good confessional moments, nothing. No personality, nothing. That's it. Like, he's just pretty. That's it. Like, this Most City, we going to the club tonight, man. And it's gonna be fun. It is what it is, bro. Yawn. Fucking yawn. Like, really? I'd rather have Gutta K back than y'all give us this bullshit. Like, Most City is just... Now, you pretty. I can look at you all day long. But this ain't America's Next Top Model. Like, so Jonathan, like the rest of us, is bored with the studio. So he leaves. I mean, we got 15 minutes worth of footage in the studio. Filler. Y'all know we talk about filler here all the time. They needed filler because what? They're running out of content. The more this season goes by, I feel like they run out of content. So they're trying to get, squeeze whatever they can squeeze out. Did y'all notice how they didn't even let Ara lay a track down? And I didn't understand that. We talked about that a couple episodes ago when he mentioned wanting to be on the track, and Prince and all them were like, no, we want to take this serious. I mean, I don't get why y'all didn't allow him. Y'all let Chef D put ad-libs in there. Ara could have put ad-libs in there. If I could see anybody doing the ad-libs for the song, it would have been Ara. I just don't get why. I don't know. I don't like how they treat him like he's just like, eh. They treat him like he's a fucking production assistant or something. Now, if y'all hear stuff in the background, I got family here. So, I got 2 little kids here. My brother's girlfriend's here. My mama's in there. So, I'm trying to talk loud so I can drown it out. But, so they get to the club, and Raz B gets on the bus. Keep in mind, all the shit just happened a couple hours ago with Raz getting socked in the face, then him pulling out the knife. So they're fresh off of this. And they get to the club. Razz B drove separately, I guess. And then he gets on the bus when they get to the club and joins the guys. And I don't know what Raz said when he got on the bus. But apparently he said something that the guys did not like. Because they were like, no, get off the bus. No, we don't want you here. I don't know what he said. Did any of y'all peep what he said? If any of y'all heard it, please put it in the comments and let me know. Because I didn't catch that. But, they're still upset with him for pulling this knife out. Rightfully so. You don't bring a gun to a motherfucking knife fight, and you don't bring a knife to a fist fight. Like, I understand, because now it's like, if I get into a fight with you, do I have to worry about you slicing, dicing, and gashing me? Raz is a liability. And honestly, I don't see why they just don't send, like, I know it's not Bad Girls Club, I know. But I miss the old days, or they send your ass home for some shit like this. Bye, Raz, you're a liability. You don't seem mentally stable. You pulling out knives and shit. Get the fuck out. Y'all know what y'all are signing up for when y'all do this show. I have a feeling that, like, Raz B probably didn't watch Bad Boys before, and maybe he thought it was just going to be a bunch of guys traveling around Texas on tour. I don't know if he Maybe he was naive to the fighting aspect of it, but I refuse to believe that. It's Bad Boys. What else do you think it was about? Like, everybody knows what the iconic Bad Girls Club was about. It was about fighting. What do you think the Bad Boys is going to be about? In a motherfucking circle doing circle jerks? No. Now, when they got to the club and they all were getting off the bus walking in, did y'all notice what that one girl yelled out to Orlando Brown? Orlando walked by and that some girl screams at him, "Bow Wow got some good pussy." Now, if you don't have context to that, if you don't know what that means, Orlando Brown famously did an interview like last year, I think. And in the interview, he told the host that he smashed Bow Wow and Bow Wow has some good pussy. Hand to God, Orlando said it, not me. It's on the internet right now. Y'all can go look it up. Pause this video and go look right now. Orlando said it. Now, this, granted, this is during these moments where people are saying, we're all perceiving that Orlando is kind of cuckoo out there. Who we see on Bad Boys is not really who we see in the media, in these interviews. So I don't know if it's an act for Orlando. I don't know if he's high and drunk when he's doing these interviews. I don't know if maybe he's not taking medication, so there's a chemical imbalance going on. I don't know. But all I know is that Orlando Brown said in an interview once that Bow Wow has some good pussy. So walking into the club, this girl yells out to Orlando, "Bow Wow got some good pussy." And Orlando says, "No, Bow Wow don't got some." And I guess he realized where he was and what show he was on. And he was around these so-called tough guys, so he didn't want to, but he stopped mid-sentence. He didn't, did y'all notice that? Like, he didn't really finish what he was, I think he was going to say, "No, Bow Wow ain't got no good pussy." I don't know what he was going to say, but he killed that real quick. And Orlando, we still curious over here. We still curious over here, like, what's tea? What's tea, sis? What's the pussy like? What's Orlando's pussy like? I mean, Bow Wow's pussy like, Orlando. Tell us. The people want to know. Now, the boys are in the club. They're in the section. They're dancing. They're doing their thing. They drinking. Hey, pop, turning up. Raz B looking a mess in there. I don't know what he had on in that hot ass club with the long ass sweater on and that thing over his face. And then Jonathan arrives to the club separately. Now, Razz B knows at this point, if you can't beat him, join him. He knows he can't whoop Jonathan. They've done battered and bruised this boy up, or Jonathan's done battered and bruised this boy up. So he, I feel like Razz B at this point just wants to make a truce. So he walks up to Jonathan and tries to, put his hand out and dap it up and move past it. But Jonathan ain't having it. Jonathan's dancing. He ain't paying him no mind. Like, this is Jonathan dancing. All of a sudden, you see a hand come out, and Jonathan just keeps on dancing and ignores him. Now, we've all watched Jonathan long enough. I think you and I both know, watching this show, that Jonathan don't get over things easy. He likes to hold grudges, and you can get in a fight with him, and he's not going to be over it in a few hours. We saw that with Anthony. I mean, Anthony did business with Rio, and months later, Jonathan is still upset about it. So I don't think you're going to have any luck, Raz, making a truce with Jonathan at this point, unfortunately. Speaking of, I wouldn't have mind if Zeus would have gave us Rio instead of like Relly or Jonathan. Like, I don't know. What do y'all think? Would y'all have liked to have seen Rio come back from last season? I just feel like he didn't get a fair shot. They brought him in pretty much as a pawn in the very end, just so Jonathan could fight him, allegedly. And I feel like he didn't get a fair shot. Yes, he was on the wrong team because we all couldn't stand Milan, and he was like Milan's little bottom best friend, boyfriend, whatever you want to call him. But I'd like to see him come back. Look, Rio was fine, and I'd like to see him without Milan, standing on his own. Now, in the club, Raz done pulled his shirt off. I guess he got hot in that long-ass sweater. and we see his little hamburger meat chest with the chest hair like hamburger meat. Um, Jonathan said, speaking of Razz, real quick, last week I called Razz a stud, and I just wanted to say I hope that I didn't offend anyone. I actually one of our squad members here, one of my subscribers even commented and said I'm a stud and I was not offended at all. Whoever you are, sweetheart, I forgot your name, but I know me and you talked back and forth. But I know you said you weren't offended, but it made me think like, oh shit, you know, I hope I didn't offend anybody when I said that, because I don't look at stud as a derogatory term, but if it is, somebody educate me. Hell, I think a lot of studs are fine. I told y'all I'll be passing these studs in the street. Um, and and for those who don't know, stud technically is like a term for a lesbian woman who usually presents more male. Not transgender. They're not transgender. They're just women who like to wear what society would call men's clothing, you know. And I've seen a lot of these quote unquote studs out, and I think they're men, and I'd be like, damn, he's fine as fuck. And then I realize it's a female. But I just wanted to say that. I hope I don't offend anybody when I use that term. I love all my studs, my femboys, my masculine men, my feminine girl, everybody. I love everybody. If you love me, I love you, okay? We Barney in this bitch. I love you, you love me. We're a happy motherfucking family, okay? Now, they're in the club. Raz B over here doing his thing. Jonathan over here doing his thing. Everybody turn up doing their thing. And Jonathan says he has a flashback of Raz B running up on him. But I think Jonathan was just drunk and being messy and belligerent, because all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Jonathan just slaps the fuck out of Razz B in the club in front of all these people, cameras rolling. Talk about embarrassing as fuck. Now, y'all know, I'm just like, see, Jonathan, I was with you at first, and I'm usually always with him at first. Like, he always, like, every time Jonathan does something, I find it justified, and then he goes too far. This is what I was talking about earlier in the after show when I said we'll get to Jonathan. Because he'll do something, and I'm like, okay, I'm with Jonathan on that. That person deserved that lick, you know? But then he just takes it too far. Like, you don't feel like knocking Razz B the fuck out was enough, that now you feel like you gotta slap him in the club? Boy, wasn't bothering you. Razz wasn't bothering you at all. He over here minding his business. He tried to have a truce with you and shake hands like men, but you want to slap him because you know that Razz is not going to be able to whoop your ass. And that's when I feel like it goes into the lane of bullying. Honestly, I do. Like, why do you feel the need to attack this man? This is why, Jonathan, you get the bully label. This is why you get the bully label. You do too much and you do not know when to stop. And we at home, we don't like to see it. Y'all know, we ain't been on Team Razz the last few episodes. But, I'm like, right is right and wrong is wrong. And fair is fair. And you're bullying this man at this point. And I'm Team Razz at this point. You brought me from Team Jonathan to Team Razz because you're bullying him. He does not deserve to, maybe he deserved to be knocked the fuck out that first time, okay? But now, to run up, to just slap him out of nowhere, why? Why? I want to know why. Now, if he pull his knife out now and gash your ass, I'm not going to feel sorry for you. I'm not going to feel sorry for you because y'all in the club just trying to have a good time and enjoy yourself, and you can't even do that. All I'm sitting here thinking is, all I know is when you got a bunch of people around, what if I told y'all before? When you got a bunch of people around and this negative energy starts rotating, it does what? It transfers to the next person. And then you got alcohol involved. Oh, bitch, it's over. And what happened? Energy transferred. And who did it transfer to? Host City. Host City himself. Out of nowhere, Host City decides to sneak attack Razz B. And I'm just like, here we go. This is a pattern for this hoe. Host City JB loves to Sneak attack. Anytime he sees somebody get in a fight, he wants to get the leftovers. He wants to run up on the person getting attacked. Get your own issue, Ho City. Get your own issue. Why do you always have to jump in everybody's fight? You can't get your own? You can't get your own fight? Is it because you really can't fight? You don't want to fight nobody on your own because you know they'll whoop your ass, so you need some backup, and that's why you jump in other people's fight so you can have them as backup? Is that what it is? Hoe City? Because you exhibiting hoe-like behavior. Like, I just don't get it. Why are you such a pussy? It's giving big pussy energy. You always want to fight somebody when they're down. Your mama ain't never told you that. You don't attack nobody when they're down. Hoe City's the real bully. You and Jonathan, tit for tat, bully for bully. Get your own issue. Stop dick riding, pussy popping, and backpedaling and doing what you think people want to see. And stop getting in everybody else's fights. The fuck? I just really don't like JB. I don't. He's a waste of space. He was a waste of a cast member. Y'all could have gave somebody else an opportunity to be on this show, but you casted Ho City because he was pretty, and that's it. And it's like lame as fuck. Like this, next. Y'all, at the auditions, that's what y'all should have did. Next. He loves to sneak. Then he want to get up here in a confessional and try to talk about, oh, it was the liquor and blame it on the liquor. Nah, bitch, you got a clit between your legs. That's what it is. You got a clit between your legs. You know what? I don't even want to say that because then I feel like I'm disrespecting the women. You don't even get that. You don't even get that, Mo City. Now, everybody outside at this point. Everybody's leaving the club. You know, Jonathan and Razz, this whole altercation has got the club in pandemonium. So they're getting the boys out of there before anything else pops off, before somebody pulls out a gun, whatever, you know. Razz is drunk. He's all over the place. He's mad. They can't keep him calm. They can't keep him controlled. He's a hot mess, spitting, drooling snot out his nose. And, you know, rightfully so, being upset. Jonathan just bitched him out. Jonathan just emasculated this guy in one episode by itself. Like, straight up. And you can tell at this point the pressure has gotten to Razz. I ain't gonna lie, I felt a little sorry for him. I really did. I don't like the bullying shit at all. And that's what it felt like. But the boys have got one more stop, one more city left in their tour before the season comes to an end. So I'd have to estimate about 3 episodes left, something like that, maybe 2. So next week, we're going to see what happens with the whole Jonathan and Raz B of it all. We're going to see the aftermath of all of that and where they go for the next city. And I want to know, though, I want to hear from you. This is your time to shine. What did you think of tonight's episode? And whose side are you on? Raz B or Jonathan? And do you think Jonathan was being a bully? And what did you think about Ho City, Mo City, JB sneaking Razz during that altercation with Razz and Jonathan? I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions. So make sure you join the conversation by getting in those comments below and leaving your opinion. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you're locked into all things Damien After Dark and Zeus Network. And last but not least, support the channel. Your support means the absolute world to me. Like I said earlier in this video, you can do it for free by clicking that thumbs up button and liking the video. You can also support in other ways by leaving a donation through Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo. The details are below. I really appreciate all the support so much, from the likes to the comments to the donations to the subscriptions to everything in between. You guys never cease to amaze me. And I love each and every one of you that are watching. And until next time, my loves, we'll see you next week for the Bad Boys Texas after show. If you have not already checked out the Baddies East auditions part 2, that is airing now on the Damien After Dark channel. You don't want to miss that. We'll see you next time on Damien After Dark. See y'all.